My name is Kayla Elfrink, and this is my speech about disabled children. What if you were the one they all treated like a monster? If they treated you differently just because of something you can't help? Disabled people are born every day. According to the 2010 US Census, 56.7 million people are born in the United States have disabilities. That's not even including comorbidity, which is basically when you have more than one disability. As a college student, I am studying early childhood education at Forest Park Community College. In order to talk about how to change the treatment of disabled people, and we need to look at the past treatment, how it feels to be disabled when you're in school, and good things that are happening now about it. People in the past have been judgmental and cruel towards things they do not understand, like children with disabilities. According to UNICEF, a disability is a social issue. It results from the interaction between people with long-term physical, mental, intellectual, or sensory impairments, which in interaction with various barriers may hinder the full and effective participation in society on an equal basis with others. So the disability is not the impairment itself, basically. The disability is how people treat the disabled person more than actually a disability. This means that if people treated disabilities with acceptance and like treated those children like they were every other children, that it wouldn't be a problem and everybody would be accepted. If society changes the way we think, then everyone will be accepted. This is the way that we can, as teachers and caregivers of children, make a better future for children who are disabled. Being disabled is not easy, and typically people make it even more challenging than it already is. School is a place for people to learn. This is a statement that most people will agree with. This does not mean that some children get to learn and others don't. This does not mean you don't have to teach certain children because of their race, their mental capabilities, or any other reasons like that. All children are given the opportunity to give an education. You don't get to teach who you teach as a teacher. Teachers cannot leave out certain children because of how they feel or think. It is a teacher's job to educate, not to judge. Should apply for every student. This should apply for every teacher to every student. In 1975, the Individuals with Disabilities Act was first put into place. The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act was a great step towards the future of disabled school children. This law was some of the first steps towards improving the treatment of disabled children. This is also how inclusion was started. Inclusion is when there are disabled children and typical children learning in the same classroom together. In the Exceptional Child textbook on page 24, it states children without disabilities who grow up with the opportunity to interact with disabled children are more likely to show greater understanding of individuals with disabilities. And if they are in the same class, then they have a lot of opportunities to interact with each other. So this is why it's really important for inclusion to be in schools. When you have a chance to learn, understanding at a young age, it will stay with you throughout your whole life. I have done research on this and checked my facts, and the way that society treats disabled children is just not acceptable. It is something that needs to change in order for America to progress. Treatment of disabled children has improved somewhat over the years, but has the possibility to grow much more. The way children have been treated can be replaced with acceptance, and I believe that we are the ones that will change it. Teachers are so important for how children learn. If a teacher teaches children that disabled people are okay, then other kids will grow and realize that it's okay to be different. So the next time you see a disabled child, treat them just as you would any other child.